There is a goddess who made the entire earth go barren. Not because she was evil, not because she was weak, but because she stopped. She just stopped. And the world called it a catastrophe. But what if Demeter was the first woman in history to set a boundary? So who was Demeter? If I'm honest, she's usually remembered as the goddess of the harvest, the earth mother, the nurturer. You know, golden wheat, flowing fields, abundance, that whole thing. She was the one who made sure the whole world didn't starve. And like I say, when you hear goddess of the harvest, it sounds lovely, doesn't it? All warm and giving and, maternal. But here's what they don't tell you. Demeter was also the goddess who made everything die on purpose. She didn't lose her power, she chose to withdraw it. Now, the story we all know is about Persephone, her daughter. Persephone gets taken to the underworld by Hades, and Demeter, in her grief, stops tending the earth. The crops die, the world goes hungry, and it's all framed as this, tragic mother story, sad, yes, but passive, like Demeter just fell apart because she couldn't cope. So here's a rewrite, because this is what the series is about. We take the story we've been told and we ask, what if they got it wrong? What if Demeter's withdrawal wasn't a breakdown? What if it was the most powerful thing she ever did? What I want you to understand is this. Demeter didn't just stop. She made a choice. She was the goddess who fed the entire world, every single day. Without her, nothing grew, nothing lived. Everyone depended on her. The gods, the mortals, the earth itself. And the moment her daughter was taken, not one of them came to help her. Not one. Zeus, who could have intervened, didn't. The other gods, who benefited from her work every single day, looked the other way. And the confusing part is, this is what burnout actually looks like for women. Not just being tired, not just needing a holiday. It's giving everything you have, and the people who benefit most from what you give don't even notice when you're the one who needs help. So, what does Demeter do? She doesn't complain. She doesn't negotiate. She doesn't ask permission. She withdraws her energy. And the entire world feels it. Because when the woman who holds everything together stops, everybody notices, don't they? Now, I want to talk to you directly for a moment because I think a lot of women watching this now know exactly what I'm talking about. You've been the one holding it all together and you're exhausted. And no big deal, right? Because that's just what women do. Except it's not. And Demeter is proof. Maybe you've hit your 40s or you're moving through them, and you've spent decades and decades being the nurturer, the one who makes sure everyone's fed, everyone's okay, everyone's looked after, and your body is doing its own thing entirely. Your hormones are all over the shop. You're tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix. And some days you genuinely wonder, what if I stopped? What would happen? I really want you to hear this, okay? When Demeter stopped, the world didn't end. It changed. There was winter. There was a season when nothing grew. But spring came back. It always came back. The point isn't that she withdrew forever. The point is she was allowed to withdraw at all. And so were you. What if Demeter's story isn't about grief? What if it's about a woman who finally understood that her energy was not infinite, and that the world's need for her was not more important than her own need to survive? If any of this is landing for you, please subscribe, because every episode of Gods Rewritten is about exactly this. Taking the stories we've been told about powerful women and asking, what if they got it wrong? So, what does Demeter actually offer us? If I'm honest, I think she offers 3 things. Gift 1, permission to stop without guilt. Demeter didn't apologise for winter. She didn't explain herself. She didn't ask the gods for permission. She simply withdrew her energy and let the world sit with consequences. The first gift is permission to stop without guilt. You are allowed to let things go follow. You are allowed to have a winter. Gift number 2. Your withdrawal is not the same as your disappearance. This is important. Demeter didn't cease to exist. She withdrew. There is a difference there. She pulled back from what was draining her, not from life itself. She went into her temple, she sat with her grief, and she waited. And when the time came, when Persephone returned, she brought the spring back. The second gift is knowing that rest is not the same as giving up. Withdrawing is not the same as disappearing. Gift number 3. The world will survive your boundary. And so the third, and this is the one I love most. When Demeter stopped, Olympus panicked. Mortals starved. The gods begged her to come back. What if that proves something? That your power is not small. That when you stop over-functioning, the world doesn't just carry on without you. It notices. It has to. The third gift is proof that your energy matters more than you've been allowed to believe. And what I also want to say is this. This story doesn't end with Demeter because Persephone, her daughter, she's got her own rewrite. and it might not be what you think. What if Persephone didn't want to leave? What if the goddess who chose the underworld chose it? That's the next episode. And if this one resonated, you're going to want to see that one. Demeter was never just the harvest goddess. She was the goddess who showed women that withdrawal is not weakness, that stopping is not failing, that your energy is not a resource for everyone else to spend. And if you're running on empty right now, if everything feels like too much and you don't understand why you can't cope anymore, I want you to know this. You're not broken, you're not behind, and you're not failing. You're Demeter in winter, and spring always comes back, but only if you let yourself rest first. Until next time, take care and stay blessed.